Hey guys, welcome back for part 2 of the 1912 Ford Model T with detailed undercarriage, working steering, rubber tires, and bright plated parts. Well, this thing's coming along pretty good. When I left the last video, the body was hanging right here drying, so it's totally dry, nice and glossy, looks good. Again, that was just primer with some clear shot over it, which is amazing. But yeah, looks pretty good. I mean, for a Model T, I don't think I would do that on my regular builds, but because this is a Model T, I mean, we've all seen the videos of how these things were made. They weren't perfect. They wouldn't come out of the factory with like a pristine paint job. I mean, what kind of old black lacquer paint or something they would have shot on them. But anyway, that's kind of what I was aiming for. Something new. And a new look, but not a like Pebble Beach look. That's what I'm going for. Okay, so hey, first of all, if you haven't subscribed already, go over there and hit the subscription button. I'd appreciate that. Just want to get that out of the way. So the green wheels, I was like, why the heck are these wheels green? And I haven't checked in to see why they would have had green wheels. David Chin, if you haven't been to David Chin, I'll go over there and check it out. David Chin, there's his shop card right there with the glare. Anyway, David Chin said, man, there's David, I disagree with you. David said, man, I love those green wheels. I don't like them at all. I think they look terrible. It's just funny that David Wood had mentioned. David, you're the only guy who mentioned that you like the green wheels, so I think you're outnumbered. Anyway, it's not going to have green wheels. It's going to have wood grain wheels. So I tried my hand at trying to make some wood grain, simulate wood grain on the spokes and the wheels. So what I did, just painted them a light brown. You can't really tell. Honestly, this GoPro is a great camera, but when it comes to getting close, it's not that great. So I just painted them a light brown, and then I went over them with a dark brown. And so completely around the rim, I just completely made it brown, and then once I'll get some better pictures at the final. But I just tried to put some brush marks on the spokes. Turned out pretty good. And then I noticed I totally forgot that there was a fifth wheel for a spare, and I'm like, dang it. So what I was clearing this, so these are not shiny, they were with flat paint. So I've got a nice little shine, because I think these wheels would have had somewhat of a shine, some oil or something like that on them. So I'm using this, I bought this a while back at Hobby Lobby. It's a clear acrylic high gloss coating, dries in minutes. It does dry fast. Oh, and one more thing. This piece of wood here, I was like, dang it, that looks like a chopping block almost. And I found the piece of plastic. What I did is I just, I painted it to simulate wood, honestly, I tried to put wood grain in it with just a brush. Can you see that? There we go. And then I cleared it, and I think it's going to look good. And it's going to sit, if I can do all this one-handed, it will sit across here. There's another piece that goes there. It'll sit right there, and I'm like, well, that looks pretty decent. Kind of surprised myself. That's actually the light brown is the color I started with the wheels, and then I went over them with that brown. So it's going to have a they're a little darker than I wanted, but still gets that wood look. So to have that wood wheel rather than the blue, the green. Got other parts over here painted, waiting. There's the steering wheel, some little piece that goes across. There's I don't know what this is. Pedals. Got a battery. Got a little mother-in-law seat, so I hear. So it's called a mother-in-law seat that sits in the back. I won't comment because my mother-in-law watches these videos. Miss Linda, I wouldn't make you ride back there. But anyway, that's what I've heard it was called, was a mother-in-law seat. And it's all alone too. How you like that? But it's coming along pretty good. And there's not much left to do. I do still have to paint all the wheel hubs. Here are the wheel hubs. So wheel hubs right here. And Let me ask you guys this. I was thinking about, if this turns out pretty decent, I was going to take it down to JaxCon. Not that I'm thinking that it's going to win. I'm just wanting to enter it. Because I wouldn't do box stock, someone said it may count off points if it's supposed to have working steering and I glue it, you know, solid. But I didn't really glue the steering solid. It's just whenever I mounted the spindles, they became solid. But everything else is still free, so I may try to get the steering where it will work, because like I say, someone said it's possible that it may count off points for box stock if it doesn't do, you know, what it's supposed to, especially when the box is working steering. And I don't know if they would notice that or not. Like, I think someone sent me a bunch of rules from JaxCon, and I don't even think you have to have the instructions. Mark Batson did mention with a box stock build you have to take the instructions, but I'm pretty sure I read on the JaxCon that you don't have to have instructions. I may have read that totally backwards, and it said you do. But anyway, regardless if you do or don't, I don't see it being real obvious that it has steering front wheels. So didn't say you had to take the box. I asked you guys, I was like, so the roof, you can tell that's pretty much just plastic. That's just unpainted plastic, but theirs looks pretty good. But with mine, the plastic didn't look all that great. It was like a little inconsistent. Someone said shoot matte clear over it, and that's what I did. And I'll be dog if it's not just as clean as can be. So that's going to look nice sitting up there. So it is painted. It's just painted with clear. And so what I've got to do now is I matte cleared the seats here, but I'm going to try and do a little bit of dry brushing on the seats. Dang it. On the seats, they just still look a little fake, generic. I'm going to do a little dry brushing on them to try to wake them up a little, as well as these door panels. They need a little something. They're just, the roof I can live with, but this I gotta do something. So I'm going to dry brush, probably take I've got like a really dark gray, maybe go inside, try to drag some in the cracks or something like that. But anyway, again guys, thanks for coming back and checking out part 2 of this video. So I'm going to get busy and try to get some more painting and assembling done, and maybe this video won't take too long and we'll have a finished one pretty quick. But anyway, I'm going to get some stuff done. Definitely got to get my wheel hubs painted, get my 5th wheel. Would it look cheesy if I just painted it black? Yeah, probably so. So I better go through the whole process of double painting that thing and then clearing it. But anyway, all right, so stand by. All right, so progress. Got the back mother-in-law seat in on the piece of wood there. You can see what the wood, they actually look pretty decent. I don't know how much you can tell on the camera, but they do have some streaking in them, like intentional streaking on the spokes to try and get the wheels to look like real wood. I feel like I pretty much succeeded on that. Got the steering wheel installed, seats in it, floor pan in it. Had to work on the radiator and housing. This kit would not be good for like a beginner, because there's quite a bit of things that are not really covered in the instruction, and a bit difficult. Not that it's hard to end the doors. I hope they don't mark off on points for doors that swinging doors that always stay open. The passenger side door will have a spare tire in front of it, like that. So, well, no, it's not in front of the door. They couldn't get out of the darn car if it was in front of the door. But anyway, it does have, see the horn, see that tube? That will be in front of it. So I might glue that door shut. But this door loves to just, but it is kind of on a tilt too. So maybe if it's level, And I don't know. They swing well. That's all I can say. So it's coming along. Got the brake handle in at the pedals. Steering wheel, and the front wheels can steer. They just don't steer well. So what I've basically got to do now is, after I get the radiator in it, which is just glue it in place, finish getting the few little odds and ends put on it, and it pretty much, other than all these brass parts, there's quite a few brass parts. The windows have to be glued into this frame right here, the center. So to glue the window in, headlights, things like that. But it's coming along pretty quick. Don't know if this will be the last little segment until I finish, but if it is, then the next segment it'll be completed. If not, then the next segment will be a little bit more progress. So stand by. Alright, so here's the last update until the completion video is done. I got the little lanterns hanging on it. The windshield's just sitting here. Oops. Did get the tail lights on it. Got the lenses painted red. You have to paint the lenses red. And park and brake and all these things. It's kind of it's sort of difficult. I already mentioned that. But it's got some difficulties to it, but you can work your way through it, and it turns out looking pretty good. So this will be the last segment of construction. I've also got the roof kind of put together where it can go on there. Got to get all these things fitted, and little handles on the hood, just minor little things. But anyway, it's looking really nice. And so when I come back, it'll be on the stand, if it'll fit, on the little spinny thing, and we'll check it out. So you guys stand by one more time. Hey guys, here's the finished product. This thing turned out just absolutely great. Had a lot of fun building this too. Something totally different than what I'm used to as far as scale goes. This won't fit on my little turntable like I usually put them on there. It's wider than the turntable, so the wheels kind of hang off the edges. When I put it on there, it will kind of sit on there, but I'm afraid that puts too much stress. But anyway, this thing was great. Oh, I see my steering rod came off. Anyway, yeah, so this thing was great. It had its issues, like all model cars. I think this one probably had more in terms of issues. But wow, this thing turned out so great. I'm so thrilled with it. I can't wait to take it down to Jacksonville. I think I will take this down to Jacksonville. The door will not stay closed on the driver's side. The door's open. However, the passenger, well, no, this is the driver's side door. It's this right-hand drive. And I think, I don't know, did all Model Ts start off right-hand drive? Or, I know all cars used to be right-hand driving and they swapped over. But anyway, you can't open that door because of the spare tire and this, whatever this thing is here, I'm not sure what it is, and then the horn. So I just glued that door shut, so you can't open it anyway. So the one door here on the, I would say, would have been the driver's side, but passenger side. Now, how do I get this thing to stay sometimes? There, you kind of lodge it. Look at that. Isn't that cool? I think this is like more of a fancy Model T. The typical $350 Model T definitely wouldn't have had all this brass on it. And again, David Chin, I'm sorry I didn't do the green wheels for you, but I went with I tried to simulate wood grain, and I feel like I succeeded. And this board back here, remember I said I want to make it looks like a chopping block. Well, I think I got pretty close. I think it looks pretty wood grain to me. The wheels, though, I tried to streak them up and two-tone different colors of brown to trying to get them to look like that, you know, wood. But like I say, this thing was so much fun. It won't fit in my cabinets. That's the only thing that I've noticed, is this dude will not. Oh man, no. If the top wasn't, I pretty much built my cabinets it's just short. Oh no, here's one over here. I've got some stuff on the table, can't show you yet. This one, no, won't fit. Dang, it will fit beside the motorcycles. I might have to, I don't know what I'm going to do. I want to put this thing in a case, but that's the only problem with these larger scale, is it just won't fit. And I'm sure not going to let it just sit out and get dusty. Anyway, I have to take it inside and put it in one of my wife's bookshelves just to keep it out of the, excuse me, I have been fighting a cold. And my voice is, I'm congested. Anyway. Yeah, guys, thanks for coming along on this journey. Back in time to 1912 at the assembly line in the Dearborn, Michigan assembly plant. What a cool place. I love watching videos of early Ford history. And that River Rouge plant was something else. But anyway, it's where this would have been stamped out at. Guys, thanks for watching this video. You guys are great. Thank you for getting me to where I'm at. And I can't wait to see where I'll be next year. Thanks to you guys. If it wasn't for you, I would be talking to myself. Which sometimes it does feel like I'm talking to myself. Because this video, at this point, you're not really listening to it until I process it. So, but you know what I mean. Thank you for watching this video. If you hadn't subscribed already, please hit that subscription button. Also, go over to the Hobby Nut Models. Check out Hobby Nut Models. I don't think you're going to find a tester's kit here because this is a 1987, but you'll find something over at Hobby Nut that will suit your model needs, as well as supplies, glue, bare metal foil, paint, great MCW paint. Go over there and check that out. This didn't get the MCW treatment, but it could have, because I had the semi-gloss black right here, and I had it out to paint it, but once I primed it, I was like, maybe I can just use some clear over this, and so it worked. But the backup, well, no, the backup plan, I think, well, anyway, yeah, I had it. Okay, MCW paint's great stuff. All right, so Facebook group. I'm going to be posting this on the Facebook group. Go over and check it out. I might add some pictures or something like that. Go over there, add your stuff on the Facebook group. If you're not a member, go join. Having a great time over there. It's growing rapidly. Check out my Teespring store. If you're cold, you need a hoodie, go over and grab you one. I've got the prices as low as I can get them. And that's the honest to goodness truth. Go over there and grab yourself a hoodie, a sticker, a t-shirt, a cup, coffee mug, something like that. And don't forget about the Patreon page. My Patreons are getting some behind the scenes things that just typical YouTube, you're not going to get on YouTube. I try to give them their money's worth, to say the least. I showed them something today on the Patreon page that I would say if most of you guys saw it, you would be like, oh my goodness. But you can't see it because if you're not a Patreon member. But you that are, you know what I'm talking about. Go over there and link. All these things that I've talked about are linked in the description below. Again, if you're watching this on a smart TV, you can't link those. Go check them out. But if you're on your phone or on the computer, you can go to, in the description box below the video, and there will be links to all these things, to the Facebook group, to Hobby Nut Models, to the Patreon and Teespring store. Go check those things out. Those things support me so I can continue to bring content to you. In order for me to get this kit, I had to have money, and through your generous donations, whether it be through the Teespring or through the Patreon or something like that, it allows me to continue to get kits to bring you content. And I really, really appreciate that, and I truly mean it. So guys, thank you so much. I'm going to have a photo shoot with the old girl. She's not old. She's actually brand new. But she is from 1987, to say the least. So how old would she be? She's 44 years old? Is that what it is? No, 87? No, I'm way off. 34 years old. Let's see. I'm 76 and I'm 45. So if you add 86. Yeah. Yep, she's 34 years old. And if I'm wrong, just tell me in the comment section. But she's just out of the box. Got a fresh paint job. The roof. So, okay, real quick. I flat coated it. Then I dry brushed it to give it a little texture. Looked good, but it began to get too flat. So I said, well, let me spray a little that acrylic spray, and it's a little more shiny than I wanted. It still has the dry. You can't really see it on the camera, but in person, if you go to JaxCon, you'll see there's some dry brushing. There's some air, like where the grooves are, so it kind of highlights like where the sun may have beaten down a little bit more on the bent or where the braces and things were. So I've got that, but it just turned a little shinier than I thought. But I already had it put together, and I'm like, oh well, I'm not going to take this thing off and spray it again. So it looks good. All right, so I'm done rambling. I'm going to take some pictures of it, show you. Don't leave yet. The pictures are coming up, and the pictures get a lot more detail than this video does. So guys, again, thank you for watching me build this 1912 Ford Model T by Testers. And hey, we'll catch you on the next video. You guys take care. Bye.